Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about Licca-chan. We're going to be talking about the Licca-chan iceberg. I created this iceberg myself. I got a lot of my information from both Reddit and other sources, which I will be linking in the description. So let's get into it. Also, I apologize if my microphone doesn't sound great. It's my first ever video using a proper microphone, of making a video like this, like an iceberg. I fully made the iceberg myself. We are going to be talking about the Licca urban legends for a quick second. I'm going to put a timestamp if you are scared of the legends, because it would be really unfortunate if you cannot, know all these Licca facts, because you're scared of the legend. By the way, the legend is 100% fake. These are not real, but I will be putting up a timestamp, just in case, so yeah. Licca-chan! Layer 1. Licca-chan. Who is Licca-chan? Licca-chan was created in 1967 by now company Takara Tomy, but back then was just Takara. Licca-chan's full name is Rika Kayama. Licca-chan's full name is actually Rika Kayama, but her nickname is Licca-chan. Her popularity is relatively similar to Barbie in the West. That's why she's often called the Barbie of Japan. Urban legends. Okay, so here's a little trigger warning. I put a timestamp here. I'm really not gonna go into depth, but if you do want to hear about that, I might make a video about it in the future. One of the most famous examples of a Licca urban legend has been the three-legged Licca urban legend, where a Licca with 3 legs gets found, where Licca has 2 normal legs and a 3rd creepy human-looking leg in the middle. Don't worry, this is not possible by normal doll production. Without extreme modification is pretty much impossible, so yeah, don't worry, it's not real. There's also some other urban legends that I will not get into, otherwise we would be here for way too long. Licca's friends. Licca-chan has had many friends in the past, but we're just gonna go over this generation. Her current friend group consists of Maria. She's from France, and she wants to be a hairstylist when she grows up. We have Alice. She's from England, and she wants to become a fashion model. Next up, we have Sakura, who's from Japan, and she's the same age as Licca, and she loves girly fashion hairstylist, and wants to be a makeup artist. Then we have Ren. I actually have this doll. Mine misses his jacket, though. Ren dreams of becoming a hairstylist, and he's also one of Licca's school friends. Then we have Emily. Emily works as a child model and wants to be a fashion designer when she grows up. She, just like Alice, is also from England. Then we have Hina. Hina loves making her own sweets, and she has a dream of becoming a pop idol. Then last but not least, we have Miyu. Miyu loves animals and babies, and she dreams of becoming a pet stylist. Okay, I can't actually believe that I forgot this one, but Haruto-kun, Licca's boyfriend, I will just say, I know a lot of doll collectors don't like male dolls because they're often not as, good looking as the female dolls, but I feel like there are times where, Haruto definitely outshines Licca. Prince Haruto, the wedding Prince Haruto doll, especially, he is so pretty and he's definitely on my list, and he's cheaper than the Licca from the wedding version. Don't get me wrong, the wedding Licca doll is also gorgeous, but this has to be one of the best male dolls I've ever seen. So yeah. Licca-chan's pets. Licca also has pets. Licca has a dog named Pudding, and she's had other, little small animals that came in playsets, but of her main pets, she has Pudding, and that one also has puppies, but I don't fully know the name. I think one of them was named Lemon, and the other one was named Chiffon, if I'm correct. Correct me in the comments because I'm not fully sure, and I couldn't really find the original info on that, so I forgot the name. Since we're on the topic of Licca's friends, let's also talk about her family. Unlike most other doll lines, Licca actually has a family that is also included in the doll line itself. These include her dad, Pierre, whose birthday is on August 8th, and he works as a musician, specifically a pianist. One of my dolls literally has it said on his, t-shirt, so. Yeah, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Licca's half French. Licca is not fully Japanese. Her dad is actually French. Of course, her mother also got a doll. Her name is Ori Kayama. Her birthday is July 7th. She's a fashion designer, and Licca admires her very much. Then, Licca has also younger siblings, most notably Miki and Maki. They're twin sisters, and their birthdays are on June 12th. And Miki's more of a tomboy, and Maki is pretty spoiled. Maki is the one in the pink dress, and Miki is the one in the blue dress. That's how you can kind of separate them. Last but not least, Kako, Miku, and Gen. Their birthday is on March 3rd. They're all 1-year-old triplets. They're really cute. Miyakomaki. Miyakomaki was the artist behind Licca-chan. She's one of the earliest female manga artists in Japan during the 1960s. She really created the look for Licca-chan. That's why Licca-chan has this like very much 1960s shoujo look to her. I personally really like the art. It's so cute and it really does look like Licca. Collaborations. Licca has had so many collaborations in the past, I cannot keep track. Every time I go online, I find new ones. But most notable collabs are the Sanrio collabs, Sanex collabs, the numerous anime collaborations, such as the recent Oshinoko one, the Demon Slayer one. There's a new Demon Slayer one that came out, or that is coming out, depending on when I release this video. There was a Prepara one, which I actually own the Prepara one. There was a Hatsune Miku one. They made a Tokyo Mew Mew collab, and so forth. There are some very obscure collaborations that I don't think a lot of people know about, such as the McDonald's doll you could win. Licca has also collaborated with other brands, such as Sanrio, Angel Blue, Snoopy, Nintendo, Universal, and even the Ana Airline Company. I can go on for hours with the amount of collaborations Licca has done. Top of my head are like Monchichi, Mr. Donut, Baskin Robbins. She's done a lot of collabs. #Licca. #Licca is a line of dolls that are basically Licca-chan but older, but also targeted at an older audience. These dolls unfortunately lack the articulation in the legs, but are very pretty. Their hair, from what I've noticed, is a different type from regular Licca's. They're a lot taller, they come with stands that don't really work amazing, but you know, they come with stands. They come with special backgrounds, unique to the doll. They come with interesting fashion, they come with extra accessories, and they are a little bit more expensive than most Licca's. They are generally on Amazon Japan, you will find #Licca's for around 30 euros. Barbie of Japan. Licca often gets this title due to her high popularity, and her having a similar popularity to Barbie in the West, but in Japan. It's not like a common misconception actually is that Barbie does not have any popularity in Japan. That is not true. Barbie actually does have popularity in Japan. There are a lot of children who do actually buy Barbie, and a lot of Mercari listings show evidence to that. And so does YouTube Kids Japan. Sometimes I look for YouTube videos on Japanese, like, YouTube Kids. I try finding Licca-related content, and I find a lot of Barbie stuff, actually. So, Barbie's not super unpopular in Japan, like some people might make you believe. Licca-chan! Okay, we're going on to layer 2. Some of this stuff is obviously slightly more obscure, and you might not have heard about. If you're, like I said, again, interested in any of these topics in broader detail, I might make a video about them in the future. Yeah, let's get into it. Neo-Licca. Neo-Licca was a line of keychains released back in the 2000s for mostly an older audience, it seems. A lot of the designs were made into keychains, and they were more unique, and they played more with interesting styles, such as like gyaru, and most notably Kogal. Only gotten a resurgence in popularity due to TikTok and Pinterest, and I see a lot of non-Licca fans also loving these, specifically the gyaru community, which is not really surprising considering Neo-Licca looks incredibly gyaru, and especially there's so many Kogal looks, so... Licca Castle. Licca Castle is a museum in Japan. Okay, museum slash theme park-ish thing in Japan. It talks about the history of Licca, where you can take photos, and where you can even create your own doll and buy the Licca Castle dolls. It looks like a very fun experience, and I really want to go when I go to Japan. I've said multiple times that even if I just go for a week, I have to stop at Licca Castle. Not just the stores in Tokyo. There are also separate Licca Castle stores in Tokyo where you can get these Licca Castle exclusive dolls. But when I go to Japan, I want to go to the real Licca Castle. I want to go visit the real Licca Castle. And hey, I might make a video about it, who knows? Takara investor / shareholder dolls. Here, Takara Tomy gives their shareholders an exclusive doll, which are actually really, really cool. And you can generally get these for relatively cheap on Mercari Japan. Most of them are around 30 euros. They can go all the way to like 50 to 80, depending which one it is. McDonald's. Okay, like I said before, Licca has done collaborations with McDonald's, and Licca has, back in the 80s, released a McDonald's playset, But she has obviously, Licca is a children's brand at the end of the day, has also released some Happy Meal toys. Specifically these, like the last couple of years, specifically these like little dolls, with these like dresses, you can like clip on, which are really fun. I see these always on Mercari Japan, also CDs. That's something people skip over. CDs, they also have CDs. Slash DVDs. I don't know, like a CD or DVD-ish thing. I see a lot of people skip over this when like they mention McDonald's and Licca, so yeah. Generations. Okay, listen, I wanted to put this one in here, but I feel like it's just too long of a topic that I'm just gonna keep it for a different video. But there are 4 generations of Licca. We're G4 now. I'm 99% sure. So yeah. Licca anime. Okay, we're gonna be talking about this is just gonna go over a bunch of anime. The most recent known example of Licca anime was the Licca OVA that came with the dolls back in 2012. They were basically Licca-chans but in different fairy tales. For example, we had Cinderella, Thumbelina, Snow White, and The Little Mermaid. I might be missing a few, but I'm pretty sure that's it. They all came with a DVD that you could obviously play, and it was an OVA, and they weren't on, for a really long time, they just weren't on the internet, but recently there was a user who posted them. I can also link those in the description if you want to, but they're really cute, and I actually own a wand of one of the dolls, specifically the Cinderella doll. 80s Licca OVA. So back in the 80s, Licca had 2 OVAs. They are kind of hard to find, but there is a legal website where I did definitely not a legal website where I did find them. I haven't fully seen them yet because I think they're about 40 minutes each, and I just haven't really got the time to watch it. But I will definitely make a full-length video about it if you guys want, about these OVAs, because I don't think a lot of people know that they're around. And it's also kind of surprising the lack of Licca media in general. Has had the whole, Barbie cinematic universe, but I don't think Licca has ever had a movie, actually. From what I've researched, Licca does not have a movie. But this OVA seems fun, and I've seen some pictures and stuff, so it looks really cute, and I want to see it. Super Doll Licca-chan. Okay, so this story is kind of interesting. So back in the 90s, Sailor Moon was booming, right? And Takara told me it was losing money because people were buying so many Sailor Moon dolls and a lot less Licca-chans. Which is funny considering the retail price for Sailor Moon dolls, which means if they were competing with Licca-chan, probably means that Sailor Moon dolls aren't really as rare as some people make them out to be on marketplaces. But regardless, because Takara Tomy saw that Licca-chan was losing money due to the popularity of Sailor Moon, they decided, we're gonna make our own magical girl show. And they decided to make Super Doll Licca-chan. Now, I've also not really seen Super Doll Licca-chan. There's certainly websites where you can watch Super Doll Licca-chan. I don't know where, but I'm not gonna say where because I don't want to promote that. I'd also love to make just a full-length video about Super Doll Licca-chan in general, because then I can go over everything that came with it, the toys, how well it did, because yes, there's actually also toys, and they're not the dolls that we actually have, like, they're not actually classic Licca dolls. They actually have molded on hair and just normal, like, doll clothes. They're more action figure-y, from the listings that I've seen, but I definitely want to talk about them in the future. Licca-chan! Layer 3. So this could also warrant, like, a whole separate video if you guys want, but basically, back in the day, this company called Fibud, if I'm pronouncing that right, was allowed to use the patent for Licca-chan's face from, I think, the 3rd generation, if I'm correct. Yes. Because I have a Licca with that face. So yes. And, this doll that they made was called Chevel or Chebel. I'm not entirely sure, but she was released in Spain and I think maybe like Italy, like some other countries, but from my knowledge, Spain. And actually recently, I think in December, Chebel of like back in December, they actually re-released a Chebel on Amazon for around 40 euros. You can get her off of Amazon Spain right now, I'm pretty sure. I've considered getting her. She's really cute, and the doll clearly did really well because, like, they made a reproduction. She's really cute. A lot of people also call her the Spanish cousin of Licca, which, me too. I actually kind of headcanon her as Licca's cousin because, you know, she is half European, so, you know, possible. But yeah, her family was completely different. She is not, canonically, in her canon, she's not related to Licca. I do have to do some more research on Chebel herself. Lovely Lisa. Lovely Lisa. So, back in the 2000s, late 2000s, the Licca 3DS game was brought over to the West, and they changed a couple things about Licca-chan. So, instead of her name being Licca, she is named Lisa, and her siblings have different names, but the gameplay is not very different from the Japanese version. It is pretty similar, except for the fact that it is in English, and the names are slightly off. Licca video games. Licca video games. There have been a few Licca video games in the past, such as the video game I just mentioned, Lovely Lisa, for the DS, but there was also a game for the Game Boy Advance, one for, I think, the PlayStation 1, and there have been many Flash games before, and it's Sega Bino, is that what it's called? It's like, Sega Pico, but the Japanese version of it. There was also one made for Licca-chan. Obviously, a bunch of Flash games were made back in the day. A lot of the games are possibly lost media, probably due to Flash being shut down in 2020. A lot of them probably are also just lost. Maternity Licca. Maternity Licca. Yes, you heard that right. They actually made a pregnant Licca doll. With, obviously, a lot of controversy. Fun fact, I actually own this doll, and she's really cute. If you want to get her, she's relatively cheap now on Mercari Japan. You can get her for around 20 euros. So yeah. But actually, the whole point of this doll was to teach children that their parents were excited to have them when they weren't born yet, while the whole point of the doll was basically to teach children how excited their parents were of their child's birth, to teach children how excited everybody was about their birth. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Licca is made older. Licca is an adult in this version. And obviously I understand why this doll would be controversial, because I have heard there was some controversy around this doll, which is understood. If I saw a Licca-chan, I'd be like, wait, isn't she like 12? But no, around this time they really liked aging Licca up. There are some collector sets that also really, there's some anniversary sets that also really show off how much they liked aging up Licca. There's a whole 30th anniversary set, aka my dream set, that has Licca at all different life stages, which is really cool. But in the late 90s, they really, really liked making Licca older. So, yeah. Pregnant Licca is... this is kind of a really cool thing about pregnant Licca, is when you went to the store in Japan in the 90s, you got yourself just a pregnant Licca, and you also got a coupon that you had to send in to Takara, I'm pretty sure. And then 2 weeks later, you got a little gift in your mailbox. And that gift would be a key to unlock the pregnant Licca doll's belly, and a little baby, and a little book. So cute. I think the baby that it comes with is also super adorable. And honestly, it's so fun. My pregnant Licca, my maternity Licca doll. So this is the mechanism that they mean. There's a key. I don't know where the key is. Yeah, here's the baby. Very cute baby. They're not it's not a different color or anything. A lot of people expect it. you know, to like, a lot of people expected like the diaper to like be a different color, and then for it to reveal like the gender. That's not the case with these dolls. I also still have the box. Ooh. Very cute, and I really like this doll. I got her for Christmas. So yeah, and she's one of my oldest. She's from 1999. Yeah, her hair is a little messed up because I played with her, but it was in good condition after I cleaned her when I first got her. So yeah. I'm also gonna show you guys the baby book that came with the doll herself that explained like the different like sizes of the babies. The baby, it's really cute. I'm gonna show you guys. With my doll was pretty much complete, except for like, you know, instructions, I guess, but I understood how it works. So basically in this book it was like explaining like, I mean, it's not explaining how it's not explaining how babies are made, but it is explaining like, okay, the baby comes in stomach, then at X amount of weeks it's this size, then it's this, then it's the size of an apple, then, you know, all of this, and it explains all of it. Eventually the baby gets born, yay! But it's very cute. Yeah. Celebrity collabs. Licca has collaborated with celebrities in the past. Recently, for example, the Mio Imada doll, I think that's her name. She's a Japanese actress, and a model. I thought she was a singer. She made a whole, there was a whole video on the official Takara Tomy YouTube channel of her going to the Licca design team and designing her doll. So it seems like she really was like involved in the designing of her doll, and that's really cool. Okay, so like I said, I've decided to put Gen 6 and transitional dolls in another video where I just talk about the different generations. So, yeah. Licca-chan! We finally made it to the deepest part of the iceberg. I honestly think the first, the thing I put on top, like the highest, should probably be used last, but because it's so cool, I put it a little earlier. Because I asked people on Reddit, and they apparently have never heard of this, so I'm gonna explain it. Okay, so I have a little story time. So right after my birthday a few weeks ago, I decided to go on Yahoo Auctions Japan, but I went to like the buyout section, and I went from like lowest buyout to highest, so I could get dolls for cheap, duh. And all of a sudden I came across this, like, I'd seen a couple CDs before, so I was like, oh, whatever. I saw this CD, I came across a CD. What's this? And on the CD was, like on the, like, CD box, whatever you want to call it, was a white guy, and right next to him were a bunch of Liccas. I was confused, so what I did is I immediately started Googling the artist, and luckily I did find the artist. I actually found that he had a Spotify and all, you know, a YouTube and all those other things. But about the song itself, I didn't really find that much information. I didn't find anything on his YouTube channel related to Licca-chan or this, like, kind of weird collaboration, if you will. I checked out his YouTube channel and I checked out his Spotify. I could not find the song. What I did then is I copied the title of the song, or of the album, in Japanese on YouTube, and I found one video, which I hope is playing in the background, from like 5 years ago, that's supposed to be the song. And basically what the description of this listing said, maybe I can probably show a photo of the listing. It basically just said, oh yeah, song dedicated to Licca-chan. It's really cute, actually, because, like, her dad is a French pianist, and this song is written by a French pianist, so that's really adorable. But if I can play it in the background, I will, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna order this thing, because maybe I can get some more info on it when if I actually order it. It was only €5, so I was like, yeah. So I ordered it, and it's at my warehouse currently. So that's cool. I'll probably have it in like, I'd give it like a month, maybe like a month and a half by the time the video's out. Because I'm still gonna have to do research and all of that, but I will come back to it 100%. Music. Licca music. So Licca actually has a lot more music than people think. Obviously she has a like her main theme, but she also has other songs that are supposed to be sung with different characters. She has the little songs that play in the background whenever she does her little dance tutorials on YouTube, which she's done multiple times on the channel, which she's done multiple times on the official Licca-chan YouTube channel. There's also artists who have made albums for Licca-chan specifically, and I'm pretty sure some of those artists also received dolls, so that's pretty cool. 80s food playsets. Okay, 1980s food sets. I actually have one of these again. These, I don't ever really hear a lot of people talk about these, but I understand why. Basically, in the 1980s, they released these weird food sets that you basically had to mix up with water and this type of paper, and you would get some kind of weird slush, and it would be a meal. I mean, you couldn't actually eat it, but it would be like a little meal for your doll that you could make. I have the hamburger set. I'm not gonna make it. Maybe I can show some photos because it's quite a mess to clean up. But yeah, I have played with one of these before, and they're actually pretty fun, and they surprisingly still work after the 80s. I mean, surprisingly, I mean, it's just like a piece of paper you have to put in water, so I mean, it's not that, like, surprising, but, you know. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want me to talk about more, if you guys want me to talk more about specific topics, or if you guys want me to go into depth about certain Licca topics, I can definitely do that in another video. For now, like and subscribe, and bye!